How fast can we build muscle with isometrics? This is a question from squad member Caleb Warden 2993. You guys know what I'm gonna say. It's our favorite answer. It depends. But at least when I say it depends, I back it up. And here's why. It's primarily because isometrics can vary on a ton of different factors like training intensity, frequency, genetics, just overall health in general. And while noticeable gains might take several weeks to a few months, consistency and progressive overload are still key for effective muscle development with isometric exercises, any exercise in general. Now let's say we attack the isometric training with the same intensity as if we were in a weight room. What then? Okay, now we're getting into it. If we approach isometric training with the same intensity as weightlifting, we may still see some results, but the time it takes to build muscle can depend on those factors like we just talked about. Isometric exercises focus on static muscle contractions. The muscles are under load without any movement, but they're still under load, which can be effective, but it might not provide the same dynamic muscle activation, concentric and eccentric phases as weightlifting. Combining isometrics with a well-rounded strength training program could yield quicker results compared to just isometrics. And if you think about it, that makes sense. Look at Bruce Lee, right? Bruce Lee's legendary pound for pound strength wasn't just because he was doing overcoming isometric training. And we cover that in a video, multiple ones, but here's the one you should see right here. I go over it in detail why that's not the only reason, but it was a combination of his overcoming isometric training along with his martial arts, along with his diet, along with his cardio, along with his dynamic lifting on his Marcy strength trainers that he had at the house. It was a combination of all. So the answer is about the same, provided the intensity is still there. Going to failure, diet, proper programming, consistency, and progressive overload. If those principles are in play, then it's going to be about the same as with dynamic lifting. Now, I want to take this a step further and explain how exactly are isometric exercises causing muscle growth. We have tons of videos on isometric exercise science. I recommend you check out this playlist right here. We go over it in super detail. Isometric exercises involve static muscle contractions without a change in muscle length. During these contractions, tension is generated within the muscle, leading to increased recruitment of motor units. This sustained tension triggers metabolic processes, including the activation of satellite cells. Satellite cells play a crucial role in muscle repair and growth. When activated, they contribute to the repair and hypertrophy, or the enlargement, of muscle fibers. Isometric exercises, by subjecting muscles to prolonged tension, stimulate the release of growth factors and hormones like insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, which further promote muscle protein synthesis. Moreover, isometric exercises can enhance neural adaptations, improving the efficiency of motor unit recruitment and coordination. This increased neural efficiency contributes to strength gains, and over time, the repetitive application of isometric stress can lead to muscle hypertrophy. Yeah, even hypertrophy. And I have a video on it, which you can watch right here, baby. Now, I want to break down those 5 a little bit more in detail. Let's start with motor unit recruitment. Isometrics engage a high number of motor units simultaneously. Motor units consist of a motor neuron and the muscle fibers it innervates. The recruitment of a greater number of motor units during isometric contractions leads to increased force production, contributing to muscle growth. Then we have our metabolic stress. Isometric contractions create a prolonged state of metabolic stress within the muscle. This stress activates cellular signaling pathways related to muscle growth. It induces the release of substances like lactate and hydrogen ions, contributing to the production of growth-promoting factors. We have cellular signaling. When we are exercising, the isometrics stimulate the release of growth factors such as insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, as we mentioned earlier, and mechanogrowth factor, MGF. These factors play a huge role in muscle protein synthesis and satellite cell activation, fostering muscle growth and repair. The static nature of isometric exercises maintains constant tension in the muscle, increased intramuscular tension. This sustained tension enhances the mechanical load on the muscle fibers, contributing to cellular adaptations that promote hypertrophy. That's where it comes from. Lastly, we have our strength with our neural adaptations. We know that isometrics are the king of developing strength. Isometric training improves neural adaptations, enhancing the coordination and recruitment of motor units. This improved neural efficiency translates to increased force production and the potential for greater muscle growth over time. It's important to know, though, that that while isometric exercises can be effective for muscle growth, a well-rounded training program that includes a variety of dynamic exercises usually produces the most comprehensive results. Now I'm gonna do something a little different, and I'd like to open it up to the squad or anyone even unsubscribe. I want you to comment down below and tell us how fast you developed your lean muscle mass with isometrics. At any given point in your lifting career, go ahead and comment down below. And if you'd like to learn more on isometrics, including learning what some of the most common isometric questions are, then you should check out this video right here. I'll see you there.